You know, one of the most difficult things to change in any situation, or in terms of, the rooms in the house, the kitchen is one of the most difficult to tackle. Changing people's behavior in terms of their diets. We eat something and we eat it over and over and over again because we say it's tradition, we say it's culture. We are never willing to really think out of or eat outside of the proverbial box. So behavior change. Biodiversity and making sure that the foods that are nutritious are actually accessible. Availability is one thing, accessibility is a whole other thing. And then, of course, you can produce to export, you get the money, but the money doesn't always translate into better nutrition. Why? Because there are aspirational other things, aspirational values. You get that money, you go buy the latest cell phone. You get that money, instead of buying fruits and vegetables, you buy ice cream because you want to be seen to be better, to be richer, to be high in society. So these are some of the things that we should be thinking about in terms of how do we actually influence change from a policy level all the way down to a practical individual level. Moving right along. Youfa. So, you are working for the Institute of Well-Being. I like that, well-being. So, how should individuals and how should societies work towards being well and being better in terms of curbing overweight and obesity? And how are you actually working with societies, countries, individuals, households to achieve the gold standard of being or fitting in a size 2 or size 32? How do you do that? Over to you.
Thank you very much for the question. I would like to say 4 things at the international, national, population, and the individual levels. Before I say that, I want to tell you that I have been studying obesity, in particular child obesity, nutrition, child health for about 20 years. Probably I'm one of the very few people, not only in this room, but also in the field, can tell you a lot of bad messages. The failures or the frustration that we have regarding obesity. But there are 2 good news I want to share with you. One is that we see so much effort, attention now focused on obesity. The other is already in some countries, such as the United States and some European countries, we see a level of obesity. That's because there are some actions we can take in terms of at the international level. I think we should take advantage of the many global movements, including environment, anti-climate change, global trade, collaboration, South-South collaboration, etc., that will allow us to develop comprehensive policies and work together across the differences many we may have in terms of political, religion, culture, etc. We do have some common ground and interest determination. Second level is national level. We need to engage policymakers. Look at the lessons we learned in terms of tobacco control. Look at the lessons we learned in terms of infectious disease, the success. All those has a very important route towards government policies. That's the important part we need to take part in. The third part, I will say, at the population level, we do need to educate and empower the population, the individuals, to make the desirable choice regarding what they may eat. Those will help them achieve, or help us all achieve, the energy balance to keep our body weight at the level which will not increase our risk. This also should allow us to take advantage of the many opportunities, in particular new development in technology. Some other speakers have mentioned during this conference, the mobile device, the big data, all those innovative things make it possible for us to work together and also to develop the policies, the programs, which may not be possible even just 2 or 3 years ago. The other thing I want to say, this is also the time for us considering how much obesity we are facing, how much NCD epidemic we are facing. I do want to give you a couple numbers for colleagues to take away with you to be clear about how serious the obesity or overweight epidemic we are facing. Right now, worldwide, among adults, 40% they are overweight or obese. Among children in developed countries, 20%. Developed countries, 10%. Take the US as an example, where I spent about more than 20 years. About 2/3 of the population, adults, they are overweight obese. Among African American women, 86%. In China, many people think that's developing country. Next, Professor Yang probably will share with you more information. Among Chinese adults, more than 40% they are overweight obese. Now is the time. We need to consider the belief, the political correct things that we have been doing. Try to make food affordable, accessible to everyone. Now may be the time we need to think about, maybe that's not the best approach we all should take. We should make a good balance between make food affordable and position right or good food pricing to make it feasible and desirable for people to make the choice, not overconsume. Thank you.